Hi, we've been on an adventure, the Pacific Adventure to be exact, on a P&O cruise, a comedy cruise, and we laughed all the way, except there was a fire on board. Stay tuned right to the end and I'll tell you about it. I'm Michelle from Travelling Over 60. Thanks for coming back and going on another adventure with us. Bags are all packed. Don't forget to put that label on your handle. Do it before you leave home because it makes it easier once you arrive at the terminal. Our ship was leaving from White Bay Shipping Terminal, Sydney, Australia. That was a bit tricky for us to get there via public transport, so we decided to hire a service. We went with Shire Private Airport Services. I recommend them. The communication was really good. They picked us up in a beautiful car. We had no stress. They delivered us right to the door of the White Bay Cruise Terminal. When we booked the cruise, we had lots of literature that came to us from P&O Cruises that suggested that we wear a mask. There was nothing that insisted we wear one. There was suggestions that we wear it in the cruise terminal. We opted not to wear a mask, mainly because I was using a microphone and so you could hear what I was saying, but we were perfectly safe. Nobody told us to put a mask on, and it was the same the whole time we were on the cruise. They recommend a mask, but it's totally up to you. We've arrived at White Bay Shipping Terminal. Here's our ship that we're about to go on. As soon as we got out of our hire car, they came straight up to us, took our luggage away, which we had to make sure we had our luggage tags on. They've taken them already, and they'll be in our room waiting for us. Now we have to get through all of the rigmarole getting onto the ship and up over that bridge there. So we arrived here and we were lucky enough that our private car dropped us right here at the doorway. And as you can see, there is just a flat walkway and you just walk straight up there and in through those doors if they take your luggage from you. If they don't take your luggage from you and you have to drop off, you just need to walk to the right across here. And that's your luggage drop off there. And then come back. And we're going to go in there in a minute. Where you go in through those doors. Hopefully you can hear me. There's lots of rolling wheels everywhere. But I have a microphone that I'm going to put on to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. If you arrange to get transport from the airport, picked up through the cruise, these buses, well, they're a coach actually, have dropped off just a whole lot of people, which I think that's where they've come from. Then it's just a simple walk down here, all flat ground, dips in the path so that you don't have to lift up and down the gutters, and all the way across there to where those doors are that I showed you before. Okay, so our check-in time was 12:30 and it's only just past 12. We're going to go and see if they might let us go in early. We're just walking up to where the doors are and we'll soon find out. They might make us wait till 12:30, I'm not sure.
Are you filming me?
I am now.
Cruise terminal.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to go in? Yeah, come straight
We can go through. There we go. This lovely gentleman's just said we can go through. It's for my YouTube channel.
Oh, come on in, please.
Thank you so much. There we go. This is simple. We're coming through the front door and then we're going to line up here as far as I can see. Go through here.
Oh no, we'll just check in, but which way do we go? That way.
Great, thank you. Okay, so we're going to go this way. They've just showed us This is a faster way to go straight through rather than backwards and forwards of all the ropes.
I should take that off. I can't see anything. Oh, no, I recognise it. And you need your rat test. You got them on the phone? On our phone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. That was the other thing I didn't mention. To get on the cruise ship, we had to do a rat test yesterday, and they're going to check our rat test, but it's just a photograph on our phone. So I'm probably going to turn off and video again a bit later.
We've done the rat test. All negative. You want to see pictures?
Okay, so we walked up to the counter. We've had to show our rat test, ID, and our check-in.
There's a vaccination, an ID, and COVID.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boarding pass back. Your boarding number is 16. You're going to head down here and turn around with the calling a number. Otherwise, you'll go straight through.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much.
See you later.
Okay, so we've been to the window. We have our keys. We are walking down here, and we just have to see if we can get through here. We're going to go through this little passage here, just lining up, and down here. Okay, they checked our cruise card as we came on, which is the key that she gave us, blue card. And now we've just got to walk backwards and forwards through all these ropes, and then we'll be going on down to the end here. Now we're going to make our way through here and then up there.
Hello guys, this is for the internet inside the ship. Yes, and you can say your welcome picture. Thank you very much. Hello, this is for the internet inside the ship.
Thank you.
Like one per family.
Thank you.
You want to
Okay, as we came through that little gate, they're doing photographs. So if you'd like a photograph in front of the ship, that's where you go. The next section was the security section where we put our bags up and they went through the scan, but we weren't allowed to do any videoing there. It's just like at the airport. Hey!
It's officially started. Let's go!
Very friendly people. Oh, you just said I can't. Okay, so they did say to me I could video, then they changed their mind. So we now have to go to our muster station and get our names marked, and then we can go to our room. Okay, we've made it to our room. Our room number is 12231. We come. Okay, this looks nice. It's got a big wardrobe. Plenty of coat hangers. They actually say if you need more coat hangers, you can always ask. At the top, there's some towels, our life jackets. Just plenty of room for our suitcases and clothes. All the shelving, lots of room. Okay, let's have a little look in here. This is the bathroom. Okay, nice. Much the same as our other bathroom that we had in the last cruise when we went to Tahiti. There's a bit of a step here. Be careful of that coming out, I would say. Step in and okay, shower. Okay, we've got some soap, conditioner, and I think it's a conditioner and shampoo in one. Handrail if you need it. Okay, got some shelving here, bit of a shelf underneath and a garbage bin, otherwise the sink, a mirror, a good sized mirror. Okay, let's move out. Oh, plenty of towels. Let's move out into the other bit. Just to give you a closer look at what the products on board are. A bath and body wash, conditioning shampoo, so there's not separate ones, it's all in one that you would use. And then on the vanity you get a hand wash, and there's always plenty of it around. I prefer to take my own. Make sure you label it well so that you can see it when you're in the shower. And there's a little line that you're able to use as well, what we like to hang bath sponges on, or sometimes you can hang up your costumes if you've been for a swim and let them dry in the shower. As you come outside the bathroom, we've got a full-length mirror there, and then round here. So this is our room. It's really quite spacious, much bigger than the last boat we were in. Big mirror there if you need to check hair and things. Big bed. Okay, now we've got the TV there which is running, and that's showing you the emergency information that you would have normally gone to a muster station. They would have talked you through it and showed you how to put your life jackets on. Now it's all done on the screen, and then you go and get your name marked off. When we went to have our name marked off, they told us we had to come to our room, and then we would watch the TV, see what we have to do, then go back and get our name marked off. Okay, there's another mirror. We're not in need of any mirrors. We've got PowerPoints. They look like Australian PowerPoints. Got some lamps, one on either side. Okay, a few more drawers here. Little desk, a few more drawers there. Telephone, hairdryer, and they informed us the 2 bottles of water here you have to purchase. They're not for free. I imagine that's a little fridge there. Let's have a little look. Just got to move that chair. Yes, so there's a little fridge in that cupboard. Closing that. Full table. Let's have a look at the balcony. Here. Curtain rod to open it up. The door. Push the handle all the way down. And then you've got to give it a really good pull on the door because it's hard to open. Here is the balcony. Nice little deck chair, table, and another deck chair here. Okay, and here we are. Look at this view from White Bay Cruising Terminal into the city. After I'd finished videoing the room, I did notice there's some other PowerPoints just over near where the hairdryer was. I'd like to take this time to just talk to you about the stewards that come in and take care of your room. Sometimes they're overlooked. They come in, they scrub your bathrooms, they tidy up your bed, they vacuum the floors, and it's all done while you're not in the room. You come back and it's just miraculously turned into a beautiful room again. If you were thinking you'd like to leave them a little bit of an extra tip, then you might like to bring along an envelope. Just pop the money into the envelope and either hand it directly to them, or you could also just leave it on the bed. Maybe even you could give it to the monkey or whatever decoration they leave in your room, which are really quite cute when you come back to the room. This was a spare of the moment booking for us, so we didn't do much research. But one of the things we did do was load the P&O app onto our phone. Now, we didn't really look at it when we were at home. We waited till we got on board, but we should have had a better look at it when we were at home. It actually had dress code for what was happening on the ship while we were on there. There was a white night, a Gatsby night, and of course we didn't pack appropriate clothing. It didn't really matter because some people get dressed up and some people don't. It's also good to keep track of what your spending is on board. You can budget a bit better if you know what you're spending. There's also a deck plan that you can call up, which helps you find where you're going to eat, where the entertainment is, and it even helped us to find where the lifts were. Now, if you don't have the app, don't worry, because where the lifts are, there's a deck plan on the wall. On each floor, you can go and have a look what's on that deck and the other decks as well. Finally, we get ourselves a cocktail and a beer, and it's time to sit back while we sail away under the harbour bridge. We go past the Opera House and out through the heads. We're gonna make it. The sail away party goes while you sail out through the heads, and this was the beautiful sunset that we had. We watched the sun go down, get a nice drink, and enjoy the party. If you're thinking of booking a balcony on your next cruise, this was the view that we had during the night from our bed. Well worth it. Okay, we've made our way up onto deck 14 and we're going to the dining room where we can get some lunch. Deck 14 has the pools, lots of sitting. Some nice views out the windows. Okay, just before we go where we are getting lunch, there's some toilets. Everything is flat. No trip hazards. Floor is flat all the way. Further, there's another pool. I haven't studied the decks yet to see what's on every deck, but we're just going to get some lunch. Okay, so the dining where you eat for free is called the pantry. This is where we're going to get some lunch. In here, and this is where you go. We ate breakfast and lunch here each day, and we found the food very nice, but I leave that up to you to discover. We came in on deck 6 to the marquee, and we came across those stairs. We'll go inside and have a little look around to see if there's another way that somebody with a mobility problem or even somebody in a wheelchair can get into this. It goes across 2 decks, so up the top there is where deck 7 comes in, but they still have all these stairs to get up and down so that you can get to the seating. I'm going to go up there in a minute and have a bit of a look to see if there's another way for somebody with a mobility problem can come in rather than come up all these stairs. Okay, let's go back inside. Now, even though there's a whole lot of seating in this room, we noticed that when we came to the show, you still have to get here early, a good half hour. Let's go up the top here and see if we can find another way in for somebody in a wheelchair or with a mobility problem. So right up the back here, And we've got some seats here at the back, but let's walk up here and have a look if there's stairs. So this is deck 7, and yes, there's stairs out the door. Let's just see what it says here. It does say reserved for wheelchairs, so there must be a way for you to get in. I'm just going to ask someone and see how that happens. Okay, I found it. We turn to the right here, go all the way down this ramp. There's railings on the wall if you need to hold on and steady yourself. Round the corner and down here, it's quite large. A wheelchair will fit up here easily, and it brings you to the lifts on the flat of deck 7. No need for the stairs. Okay, let's talk stairs. There is stairs on the ship, but you can take a lift if you rather. The stairs are quite steep. I did walk them a couple of times, but only 1 or 2 decks. The stairs have the gaps between them where you can see through to the deck below. I really don't like that, but if you just take your time, hold the railing, you're usually okay. Around the ship they have different sorts. Some are carpeted, some are not carpeted. They seem a fairly wide step that you can walk on, and there's always a railing to hold on to. Things to do on board. Well, we were on the comedy cruise, so we did a lot of laughing. There's at least 2 shows a day, sometimes 3, and we managed to see all of them. We have laughed so much. Comedy shows aren't the only thing that were on board. There was lots of other things to do. Let's not forget bingo. You can purchase your bingo cards half an hour prior to the game, and then I suggest you go in and sit down and get your seat. If you want a good seat, you have to be there at least half an hour before. Now you'll determine what's a good seat for you, but we really liked sitting just where the railing was in front of us. We could see over the top of the railing, but it had a nice little shelf there for us where we could put our coffee cup, or if we had a drink, we could place our drinks there, and it was just easy to get them. In saying that, all the seats have a pull-out table on the armrest. I'd also grab a drink before you come in because you don't want to get up and miss any of those numbers. If you have a dabber at home that you can use to mark off the numbers, make sure you bring that along, or you can purchase them at the casino as well. If you don't want to go to bingo, there's lots of other things to do. They have dance classes, they have trivia, or you might just want to grab a drink, sit and watch people go by. We found a nice little ice cream place that did amazing sundaes. Or sometimes we just got a nice hot cuppa and watched everything sail by. Later in the night, you might want to go and look at the nightclub. Easy access, a lift up to deck 17. There's a ramp to take you right up to the top of where the nightclub is. And once you get inside, the floor is raised, but there's a lift that can take up a wheelchair to the level that you need to be at. Well, our adventure wasn't all laughs, and I know that you wanted to know about the fire, but I didn't want it to take away from what a great time we've had. We were awoken at 3 a.m. in the morning with an announcement that came into our room for everyone on deck 10, 11 and 12 to evacuate their rooms as there was a small balcony fire in one of the rooms. When we first came on board, the safety video was running on the TV. All you have to do is stop and watch it. It's so important. It made it fresh in our mind what we had to do in case of an emergency. So many people turned up to our muster station that were in the wrong place, that didn't know what their muster was, and that hadn't watched the safety video on their TV and just went and told the staff that they had and had their name marked off. I can't insist enough how important it is to watch that video, even if you think you know that you've cruised on many cruises on different ships. Sometimes it's different. Just watch it and know what to do in the case of an emergency. After a short time, the ship's captain decided to call everybody to muster and sounded the emergency alarm. When everybody arrived, they checked your name off and they made sure that everybody on board was accounted for. The crew were amazing. They brought us water, they kept us well informed, and I can't fault them at all. After approximately 2 hours, the captain made an announcement that the fire was out, nobody was injured, and that he was turning the ship slightly to let the smoke blow off the balconies and hopefully it wouldn't go through their ventilation system. We were now allowed to return to our room, and as you can see in the photo, there's a small section at the bottom there where he turned the ship and we just headed back up the coast to finish the rest of our cruise. After 3 days of laughter, it finally came to an end. They delivered a number to our room that was a label we had to place on our suitcase, which told them which group we were disembarking on. We headed over to the section where we had to wait until they called our number to disembark. Then we went down the gangplank. Once walked down the gangplank, there was people there to direct us down some escalators into a large open area where our suitcases were being held, and we found the number 9, walked along until we found our suitcase. Once off the ship, we made our way up to Circular Quay Station to catch a train. The walk to the station isn't very far. We came through the turnstiles. There was stairs to go up, but we found a lift and we went up to the platform via the lift. I just have a few final tips and comments. If you have a lanyard, bring it along. You'll be given a room key, which is a card, and any purchases that you make on board will be charged to your room via this card. So it's really convenient to hang it on a lanyard and it's with you all the time. You can purchase them online, you can get them in the cheaper shops, you can also purchase them on board the ship. I particularly like the ones where you can disconnect the bottom part so that if you give an order over to a barman, he can just take the end part, go and put the charges on your card and then bring it back to you. No matter where I travel, I always take antiseptic wipes. Doesn't have to be this brand, it can be any brand. And I always like to wipe things over even after they've been in and cleaned my room. And I always wipe over the remote control. Everyone that comes in that room touches the remote control. We also travel with this charger. We purchased it online. It comes with some different converters for world PowerPoints. It has a couple of USB ports, it has some PowerPoints, and it's excellent for when we're trying to charge all our phones and iPads. My final thoughts on travelling over 60 on a cruise. I think it's perfect. If you're a bit wobbly on your feet, you have a walker, you're in a wheelchair, your eyesight's not the best, I think a cruise caters for all of those. We saw many people in wheelchairs while we were on board, many people that were waiting to take the lift that couldn't do stairs, and I think it's just a perfect holiday to get away, have them cater for you, they take care of you, so much on board to do, and I think it's just perfect for anyone who's looking for a relaxing holiday. If my video has inspired you to book your own P&O cruise, I highly recommend Anil, who helped us pick our rooms and did the booking for us. Thanks so much for staying to the end and coming on our second adventure with us. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a like, thumbs up underneath. If you have a comment or a question you'd like to ask me, put it in the comments down below and I'll get back to you. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm going on another adventure in October, a cruise from Hawaii to Sydney, Australia.